you. And what God designed, God designed.
What's that deal, boy, buddies? Oh, Navidad. What's going on with my people? How we doing today, y'all? What's going on, boy, buddies? Guess what? We here a little early today. Normally, we don't get here until 7 o'clock. But today, we had to bring it back. What's going on? This the Boerboel show.
What's good, bro?
What up, bro?
What's going on, man?
It's about that time. We early today because guess what?
Yeah.
We didn't want nobody to think that we was going somewhere. We've been gone for too long.
Nowhere, bro. Nowhere.
Yeah. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come.
Can't stop, won't stop. Take that.
Nah. Oh, no. Not no Diddy. No. Not like that.
Man,
What's going on with Big Bro?
Again, brother.
You too, family, man. Look, hey, it's always a blessing, man, to see each other and to be seen.
Yes, sir. Blessing.
Yeah, what's been up with bruh?
Working, man. I got that litter, man, that we were following. I got that litter all gone home last week, so been re-cleaning up, man. I did a couple of breedings, took a couple of days off. And now I got hopefully I got some litters on the way. I'll find out at the end of the month if the breeding took. And I got another female in heat that I'm waiting to breed. So yes, sir.
Oh yeah. Stay busy, bro. Always.
Yep.
Always.
That sun coming in here bad right now. You might
spin it around.
There we go. Man, I got windows everywhere up in here though.
Yeah, and that Texas sun beaming too. Wow.
Hot, balls, hot.
I see them pulled out the beard on me, and then you've been busy in the lab grinding.
I'm trying to figure out how to hold this camera. I don't got my room set up for today. I'm trying to figure out how to hold it so y'all can see me. Let me do this little flip real quick. Boom. Okay.
Yeah, you was good both ways. But yeah. So today we're going to be discussing. If y'all don't know what's going on right now, this is the Boerboel show. We are Boerboel advocates, Boerboel enthusiasts, Boerboel passionates. We are, pardon me, breeders of the Boerboel. We love the dog. We feel that they are the best dog on earth. You right? You feel that's how you feel, ain't it? Right?
Oh, by far, it's not even a close race, man.
No
MVP.
No other breed compared. Yeah, flat out.
Yeah.
MVDB, most valuable dog breed in today's modern society. This is the best.
This is what you complete package.
Oh yeah, and if you don't, we're gonna tell you. If you don't know, we're gonna tell you all about it. We're gonna inform you and give you all the information that you need in order to arm you, so you can make informed decisions.
There you go.
That's what this is all about.
Again, everybody, apologies for two things: that we took a quick hiatus, and also that we're on a little bit earlier today. Again, that's my fault. I have a very important engagement in about an hour and a half. So we was like, we got to get a show on. So Jay said we could do it a little bit earlier. So sorry about the earlier time today, everybody.
Yeah, boy, buddies, we missed y'all. So we instead of not showing up at all, we came through a little earlier. So if you don't get a chance to catch us live, we were still here in the building. We've been busy though, and we couldn't let y'all. We couldn't stay away from y'all. We had to come back and let y'all know what's going on. Today
no matter what they talking about, how the market is out there, man, we working.
Right. We still going.
we working, baby. We working. It's hot outside and it's good. It's hot outside and we working.
Yeah, everything is working. And more than anything, we still got each other. We got our dogs. We got our dogs. And so we can make it, another day. And every day is a blessing. That's all we trying to do for real is just make it to the next day and make it to the next day.
Be just like the Boerboel, man, and endure.
Yeah.
Endure, thrive, and just go about doing what you're supposed to do because it's in the DNA.
Oh yes, resilience, and that's why the
There you
Boerboel
go.
stood the test of time the way that they have, and they continue to prove their value day, century after century, generation after generation, decade after decade. The
Yeah.
Boerboel is here to stay, and even though the foreign work has expired in the way that we live in life, the Boerboel can still fit in because it's so versatile, and that's the way that it's being bred. But we're gonna get into the breeders today because everybody got a dog. Y'all, it's a lot of breeders in the Boerboel community right now that's feeling like they are ready to give it up. Yeah, have
I've
you?
been hearing that, man. I've been hearing that, man. That a lot of people are throwing the towel in, sort of say, man, that they're folding up their kennels, looking for different breeds to go to, dropping their prices down, rock bottom, and getting rid of their stock because, man, hey, it's rough out there if you're not doing the right thing. It's rough out there if you're not doing the right thing, and that's from producing your puppies, maintaining your kennel, and marketing and advertising it in the whole kit and caboodle. You gotta feed these dogs, so they're gonna have vet bills. You gotta feed them, water them. You gotta maintain their habitat and their kennels. It costs money, big boy money, to play with the big dogs. This
Yeah.
ain't no little Frenchie that that takes up $30 worth of food a month. No, these is big dogs, and when you working with a lot of them, you got to pay to play, baby.
Oh yeah, and they
Yeah,
got to make sense. You got to
yep,
make sense that because guess what? Food prices rising for humans too,
yeah.
and the economic situation. But you know what? Part of this is created by the government. You know, the influx of the pet population. You know that
Uh-huh.
the shelters are filling up left and right. Right. It's
Yeah.
I'm talking about overloaded and exploded. Right. And
Yes.
part of that is due to the government, though, created this pet market, the ideology. This isn't the first time that they encourage people to. Well, this would post depression era in the first depression in 1930s. Did you
Okay.
know? I found out that the government encouraged farmers to start breeding dogs.
Yes. Yes.
You knew that?
Matter of fact, you educated me on that. Matter of fact, you
Okay, yeah,
educated me because we talking all day about a month ago. You educated me on that they encouraged them to breed the dogs as a way of stimulating and making some money. Yeah.
right. And they created this pet market and they fed the pet market. And because of that, we have all of these pet dogs and pet homes, and dogs don't
Mhm.
have no role. So you got people selecting dogs based off the way that they look and not the way that they perform. And then they get the dog home and they find out that the Dalmatian is a headache. He running around, he want to do something. Or the Saluki. They thought that Saluki was cool because it had a long hair. And they
Yeah.
was gonna put bows and stuff and curl the hair. But man, that dog like to run. He's a hunting dog. That dog chase down rabbits.
That's what it do.
You mean not the little bitty ones either? I'm talking about the jackrabbits that's going like 25 miles
Those
an hour.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And
A
in
lot
the
of people.
desert. So that's part of what's happening too. So then people think, okay, now we got fast forward, and 60 years, it seemed like a long time, or 100 years, it seemed like a long time. But today, this been a trend. Breed dogs as a source of income,
Yeah.
right? And then with having this through the pandemic, we had an influx of boom, a dog. We had an influx of income. People had money to spare. They was
Yeah.
at home, and it made a whole bunch of sense. Everybody was buying dogs.
I'm gonna buy me 4 or 5 dogs, and I'm gonna be rich flipping these things. And it's not sweet, baby.
It's
It's not sweet out there.
it ain't sweet, baby.
You gotta you gotta have some kind of revenue. This is these dogs again. The even the profits you make in these dogs is going to go back into the feeding.
Right.
It's going to go back into the feeding and everything else that takes with these dogs. So it takes revenue. So you have to be able to produce puppies and move those puppies. It's I hate to talk about it in these terms, but it's almost like it's a product. It's a renewable product that you must move, and it does have a best use by date. You know, so it has
Yeah.
a sell date before it starts eating into your profits that you need to produce your next litter.
And see, before you can even get into profits, right? Before we can even
Yeah,
start talking about profits, let's talk about initial investment and cost. right? Because profit, that's when you got a business going. But before you even think about your dog as a business, you need to be thinking about the top quality care. You know, what do you see in your dog? Like, for example, the relationship that you have with Barack. Well, I remember when you first started posting pictures, it was this, you only had one Boerboel.
One.
And it was like the homie, you know?
Rizzy, Barack.
It was like your best friend. And then you saw, like, man, this dog was like bringing shock and all. It was something special about him.
Yeah. And I let the world know that I thought he was special, and I took the world on a journey with me. I didn't just come out one day with a dog and say, hey, I'm breeding it, come buy my puppies. I took a journey for 2 years with Barack before we bred him. A journey of, let's watch this joker become special. He's special now, but watch him blossom into it. And my clients were able to go on that journey with me. They were able to go on the journey with me. Yep.
Yeah, it was a documented. I remember when he was the one with the all black head, and you had him sitting there. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
With his head was all.
Some people forget that, but his head was black all the way to the back. It just grew. It dissipated. But yeah, I used to. He had that all black hair.
He looked crazy. If that
all black hair would have stayed like that. But,
yeah, like he had on a black mask or a balaclava or something.
Yeah.
That was. I remember that, and then I watched from that day. I was looking forward to seeing him because it's just got that something about him. So, but that's developing of a stud dog. That's campaigning the stud dog. You know, documenting the history, documenting the growth, so we can see Barack at 4 months. That's the type of dog that I would like to have. Barack at 6 months.
Good, bad, and ugly. Because if you remember, there was some terrible times in the beginning when I almost lost him, surgeries, almost dying, and it was some stuff, man. So I showed the good and the bad.
Right.
And that let the people see, okay, this is authentic. This is not staged for just, oh, look at the good. I took you on I took everybody on a journey with me.
And we developed a relationship. A relationship just to kind of, this is what we do with the dog. So it's not just like a sales pitch like you only see when you're trying to make a couple dollars or something. Yeah. We doing this on a regular basis. This is what we do. This is the Boerboel life.
This is the Boerboel life, man. We live it. We live it and we love it. And people sometimes some people might not know, or some people might forget that, man, I spent 20 years in the military, right? So I spent 20 years in the military. I'm a disabled veteran. So I have my full 20-year retirement. I have my full VA disability retirement. And I also have full Social Security retirement, right? So I didn't make my money off of dogs. I didn't make my money off of dogs. I put my money into dogs, right? I put it into dogs to the sum of almost $70,000 to get started. And I didn't see a return on that for close to 3 years. So it wasn't no get rich scheme. It wasn't that I got some dogs and started peddling and I got rich off of dogs, right? I've been to combat. And I'm an infantryman too. So some people don't know that. I'm not a cook. I wasn't a mechanic. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't an admin. I was an infantryman. So I've been to combat several times. I've lost brothers and sisters in combat. So I didn't make my life off the dogs. I did it the hard way, grinding in the military. It doesn't matter how you do it. If you're a banker, if you're a construction worker or something like that, you got to have initial money to buy your dogs, house your dogs, feed your dogs before you breed your dogs. You got to feed before you breed.
There right? You go.
And so you gotta take that in consideration. Again, I was at the sum of 70,000, brother, before I ever made a penny back.
Wow, big bro. I didn't know all of that, man, about your history, man. We salute you for the service, man.
I appreciate that. That's why I'm always in my office, man. I'll give you a little quick tour real quick, man. I don't know if y'all can see that, man. So I actually spent 8 years active duty in the Marine Corps and 12 years active duty in the Army. So I did 2 service branches. So 8 years in the Marine Corps, 12 years in the Army. Both.
What was your favorite?
The Marine Corps. The Marine Corps. Some of my awards and decorations, man. Couple of letters signed by presidents. You know, this is what's called a shadow box of your career, man. Some of wars and stuff. I don't know if this camera is showing it right. But again, I say that to say this. I had a life before the dogs. You had a life before the dogs. And you continue that life with the dogs. You gotta you gotta have the support to do this breeding right. It's no shortcuts. I think some people tend to think that Savage Kingdom jumped the line. That Savage Kingdom jumped the line. Bro, you like you said, you seen it for yourself, man. I was in this game for a few years before I ever made a penny, but I marketed it from day one.
Yeah.
From the day I brought Barack home, I was marketing him and telling people, watch this boy.
Did you
Watch
plan
this guy.
initially though? Did you plan on breeding?
Yes and no. I didn't plan. I planned on breeding. I didn't plan on being a breeder. I wanted to, just like some people, I wanted to make a dog for myself. I was like, I love this dog. I want to do it one time, and then it's going to that'd be good for me. And I'm gonna tell you a secret about me. I don't say it too much. I've said it before, Jay, but I'm a petty person, bro.
Oh, really?
I'm a petty person, and when hate fuels me. I send out nothing but love.
That's me too.
I send out nothing but love, but I operate out of hate. Right? When people hate on me, it encourages me. So when you see me, and I know you seen me going through it because you reached out to me, but when I first started and people started talking about, oh man, forget Barack, he's got a stupid name, you'll never do nothing in this breed, brother. These people motivated me to be a breeder. If they would have just if they would have shut up and left me alone, I would have had one litter from Barack and I'd be sitting my fat butt on the couch eating Cheetos. But they motivated me to become a breeder. So to answer your question, I wanted to get one litter, see if I could do it, but they motivated me to become a breeder.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. It's like you get the idea that you got something special, or somebody feel like that you got something that you shouldn't have, and they try to shy that. Well, this was my experience. They tried to like push me away, or they tried to discourage me. Yeah. And in the back of my mind, it's like, well, wait a minute. You acting like you got something to hide, or you got something that I ain't supposed to have, or it's why are you acting like this? Why you treating? Why you doing this? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Why you doing this? And it makes you want to investigate further. Yeah. And then that led me to to know that I had something very valuable. I had something that was worth something. I had something that was special, that was unique, something that was very rare. And I built my program off of one dog. Just like you, I started with just one dog.
There you go.
And I got to know that dog extremely well. I knew that dog in and out. Yeah, inside and out. I knew his ups and downs. I knew his bark. I knew his everything. You know, I could tell when he was getting ready to try it and all of that. And I think that's another thing, because people, you know, I built that dog from nothing. Right.
I was looking on your YouTube earlier today. The YouTube master. There's nobody with as many viral videos. There's nobody as with YouTube plaque. There's nobody that has the accolades that you have on YouTube. So I was looking at your YouTube today. And man, if my memory is wrong, I want to say you have 20-something thousand videos reaching back as far as 14 years.
Yeah, I got videos going back about 2,000 videos going back
2,000 videos.
Yeah, 14 years.
Going back 14 years of us, and it's a documentation of what you've been going through your whole time, and people are drawn to that, and that's why you have over 230,000 followers on YouTube. By far tripling, doubling everybody else on YouTube.
Wow.
You have videos on there with 30,000, 30 million, 20-something million views on there. And people are interested because you draw them in. You draw them in, you show them your dogs. They see your lifestyle with your dogs. They see how you care for it, and they're invested. For 20 million plus people, I think you had one at like 27 million. For 27 million people to watch a video of you, that's star status in this thing, and a lot of people don't give credit for that. But that's not an easy accomplishment. That's not an easy accomplishment to do, and that's because people want to see what you're doing, and you're doing something right.
Wow, big bro, appreciate that, man. I never really think of myself as no giant. I just trying my best every day and trying to do as much as I can and giving it my all. And that's what I would encourage anyone to do. And then what happens is the work speaks for itself. It's not, it don't feel like a job to me. It's just something that I love, and I'm so I appreciate that though.
That's
It's
why I
very
call you the
humbling.
boy ambassador, man. You're the boy ambassador because longevity, man. It's like LeBron James been great for 20 years, man. It's hard to be great for 20 years, man. I'm on like minute 14 of my 15 minutes of fame, right? I'm on my
No,
minute 14 of my 15 minutes, but you've been doing this for 15 years. That's longevity. I had a good season. You had a great career. That's a difference. I'm trying to get to that great career in these dogs like you. So that's a goal of mine, is to have longevity, because this segues us into what we're talking about. Is a lot of people getting in and out of the game.
yeah, well, but
Have you
man,
been noticing that people getting in and out of the game?
for
So
sure.
how have you been here 15 years when there's a lot of people that can't last 2 years?
See,
I see it all the time since I've been in the breed. There's people here for a year or two and gone. Every year there's more people coming up. You get to know them, and then a year and a half later, they're like, I'm selling my dogs. I'm getting out of it. Can't hack it, and it's a repeated cycle all the time. So how have you been here for 15 years? I need to know that so I can try to figure out I
I
got to
got
figure
you.
out how to be here 15 plus years like you, bro.
Well, yeah, big bro. What I had to think about that. It just is mind boggling to me, but at the same time, simplicity. I make it where it's light on myself. I don't overextend myself. I want to make sure that each dog is getting 100% effort from me. The best that I can deliver, and I don't put too much on myself where it becomes a struggle. Everything is easy. Like I got where my waste collection and management. A lot of times my dogs are using the bathroom off the premises. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? So I don't have the bacteria build up and stuff. It's
Oh,
easier to
okay.
keep it.
Yeah.
It's easier to keep it clean, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not constantly picking up where they're not pooping in the same area that they stepping in, that they frequent. You
Gotcha.
understand? So that, I mean, it's just like a lot of little things, details, minute details, paying a close attention to your dogs, a very intimate relationship, observation. All of these, just like with anything, the details. And I would encourage you to, big brother, just keep on doing what you've been doing, because what you're doing is working. You got one of the fastest growing things. See, like you started with that one dog and you just made the most out of him. You did everything that you could do. You showed him from all different angles. You showed him from the east to west, the north to south. We done seen Barack a whole bunch of different times with a bunch of different people. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, so we know him, we familiar, we done been through the ups and the downs. And it's like we're going through this together. And just like what you've been doing, though, it's documentation. So people got a frame of reference and we can really get to know who you are, and see what your evidence, your work, like the dogs that you've been producing. Right? You can't argue with that. The you showing your progeny, you showing your results, you showing the proof is in the pudding,
Yeah.
right? You may have an issue with Barack, but here go 4 or 5 different variations in his sons. Well, tell me what you think about Chapo. Tell me what you think about Diesel or whoever,
Yeah.
and give so you become knowledgeable about what your work. You become a master of your craft, so to speak. Like I can look at different dogs on the internet and I can be like, that look like some of so and so my stock or something.
Yeah.
And then I mean, I'm not no master though, man. I work hard though. That's for sure. I work hard, and then I try to study. I do a lot of research. I try to read. I try to make sure that if anything that I'm gonna involve myself in, that I got a thorough working understanding of it. And I think that with the dogs, it's more so about observation and studying and getting familiar with your own dogs, right? Because when you know your dog, you're able to explain, behaviors or things that you may anticipate, right? Like Barack when you see him, and
Your household name now.
yeah, a Barack puppy when you see one, right?
Cloning.
Yeah, and it's these families of dogs. This is true. This is true breeding. We are breeders. You know, you might not have chosen, you might not have signed up for it, or you might have happened by chance. But guess what, big brother? You done officially earned the title of a breeder. You have generations of several different samplings of this bloodline,
Yeah.
right? And it's documented. And now we getting into Barack granddaughters.
You know what? Let me put my phone on do not disturb real quick. I forgot to do that just in case I feel somebody about to try to call me. So let me put did I put it on do not disturb already? I don't think I did it already. Okay, let me go here because that's the last thing. Okay, now I got it on do not disturb. All right, let me get back to the video. How do I get back to it? Okay, sorry about that. I didn't want somebody to call me and knock me out the stream.
Right, it'll do that too all day. But the definite that I feel like that now we can really define who Barack is based on that. Mm-hmm. And we can, with some certainty or within reason, we have a expectation if we are able to acquire a puppy, if we was lucky enough to get a dog off of Balto or Barack, or you got, like I do Barack, but with Balto the same way. I breed them to a multiple different females. I got a sampling of Balto puppies. I know what to expect. I know what I'm looking for, and I can tell and explain and identify this for the client, and I can let the client know, now that's probably not the best dog for you, but it's still the final decision will be yours. I'm not one of them type of breeders to pick the dog for you, but I would just make my best recommendation of the observations that I have and my experience within the dogs, and treat people how you want to be treated. But I feel like the key is in the dogs, and able to identify a quality stud dog and making the most of it.
Okay. So let me ask you this. You mentioned some of the things to do right to stay in this thing longer than a year or two. What are some of the things you're seeing that people are doing wrong? Why are some of these kennels having to bow out after 2 years, after 1 litter, 3 litters? Why are they not being able to maintain and have the longevity? What are some things they're doing wrong?
Well, I think that the biggest thing is instant gratification.
There you go.
Instant gratification, where people want. I got some of my compadres that are fellow breeders, and it's like they are ready to hit the jackpot after the first litter. They're thinking that it's going to be a big time cash out. It's going to be a windfall. It's going to be like a quick flip. And I try to say that's unfair to yourself for you to expect that. Of any investment, you got to be looking at 5 years before you can really expect it. There's any business that you start, right? Initially, you expect to take a loss, right? For the first few years, at least 2 years. But the breeders are oftentimes, they want to get instant gratification. They want to do it. They see a Boerboel, a top quality Boerboel is selling for $5,000-$6,000, and they think that just because they have a dog, that their dog is qualified for that type of money. They should automatically be able to request or demand those type of fees, but they don't see all of the work behind the scenes. They don't see that may be easy for some people to we've been working. I've been at this 17 years. This is my 18th year, going on 20 years, and I've been I can explain and break a dog down with my eyes closed. I can talk to people about what's going on with your dog without even seeing your dog on the phone. I can tell you a whole lot of times, 9 out of times out of 10, I know what's going on just by you could tell me the behavior that you're experiencing. And when it's just a level of mastery. It's like it's nothing that I don't want to know about the Boerboel, and I'm still seeking out information. Trying to get with dogs, trying to learn about dogs and learning new things, because you never know it all. And it's like what I see, what a lot of people keep on failing, though, they cutting corners and they don't want to put in the work. They don't want to stay the course. They don't want to have dogs unless they're getting paid. You know, I go through this with my compadres. Hey man, they pressing the sale of they want to sell a dog quick and fast in a hurry. And it's like, you know, listen, that's not why you have the dogs. You have them because you love them. You're going to have them anyway. The value is in having it as a pet every day. You know, what about that? What about all the therapy that it's offering? If you have a dog, you got to feed them regardless. So you know, they're looking for to turn a profit, and it's just not going to happen instantly. Instant gratification, you know, you got to be willing to dedicate yourself and commit, sink or swim. You know, like like it look like the boat is sinking right now. And what's happening is a lot of people jump in the ship. They don't want to weather the storm. They tucking their tail and turning and running.
Turning and running, tuck and tail. Again, it's a financial strain if you're not being profitable, and you got to have a way to recoup that money somehow. So you got to have some kind of money coming in, because again, these dogs eat.
Yeah.
And if you got 4, 5, 6 of them, they eating a lot.
See, you don't need that many. You shouldn't have that many. If it's a hobby,
it's a hobby. Yep, there you go.
You don't need that many dogs. If it's just a hobby and you're looking at, if you treating it like, okay, I just love these dogs and it's my pet. But you did yours kind of slow from what I noticed.
Oh yeah,
you didn't just get 6 females and hurry up and start loading up. You was getting one, breeding them like that, and breeding them again, and then breeding them again, and then getting new dogs and stuff like that. So I feel like it's a process, building and developing the bloodline, building and developing your family of dogs, the building and developing your reputation, you know, the way that you're going to care for people, the way you're going to treat people, and so on and so forth. And because the way that you did it, you know, I think you took your time instead of jumping the gun and putting a whole, even with the $70,000 investment still though, you know, it's like before you made a dime.
Before I made a dime. Years before I made a dime. Now mind you, you know what I'm saying? I didn't make a dime till 2.5, 3 years in. So I was years in before I made a penny back, you know?
Right. And I don't think that I'll never recover as much money that I done spent on my dogs, and I would do it again all over again anyway.
All over again.
I would, because I love my dogs, and they done been there for me when people wasn't there that turned their back on me. You know what I'm saying? My dogs would never do that. And they would. That's why I feel like forever indebted to them, and I'll never leave them, and I'm always be there for them. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that that's how they would do for me. So, you know, it's like you only come across that type of love in life a couple times.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? So that's just my way of living right now, man. Well, you know, for the dogs, and not that I'm living off the dogs, but it's because I feel like I done gave them so much that it's only fair for me to expect to be able to get something out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So one of the things I see, man, is is everything has a community. So we're going to call it the Boerboel community. There's a Boerboel community of breeders, kennels, and stuff like that. And I understand, like I have a friendship with you. I have a friendship with a few breeders, and I understand the importance of community. But Jordan Pittman is not my client. He's a friend. He's not my client. I'm not basing what I do around Jordan Pittman, right? I'm basing it around what a potential client might want. So what Jordan Pittman is looking in for a dog or whatever, or the Boerboel community is looking for a dog, might not be what the clients are looking for. So if you're looking at it as a business standpoint, I see a lot of people, and so, you know, when they say kennel blindness, when you're looking at your dogs and you're looking at, you think it's the best, and you're not really evaluating everything that's going on, right?
Right.
There's also Boerboel community blindness. I just came up with that. There's registry blindness, Boerboel community blindness. It's when people stop really evaluating the community and be like, man, I'm failing because I'm following somebody else who's failing. I'm failing because I'm taking advice from somebody who's failing, who's taking advice from somebody else who's failing, who's taking advice from somebody, a whole bunch of failures, you know? So how, what's the definition of insanity?
doing something over and over again, expecting a different result.
Exactly. So y'all, the Boerboel community is doing the same exact thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. That's insanity. And that's one of the things I noticed when I came in here. I'm looking around and I'm like, man, that kennel's not successful, but they've been around for a long time. I mean, this is an established name. This kennel's not successful. That kennel's not, they're not really doing nothing, man. So I went out and so I looked at the breed of the Boerboel, which I loved. And then I went out and looked at other breeds of dogs who had successful kennels. So I looked at Rottweiler breeders and some bully breeders that were successful.
Right.
And I incorporated some of what they did into my programming. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I incorporated it into my programming. And so I was following successful kennels. They weren't in the Boerboel breed, but I was following successful kennels. Just like you're always telling me now, man. Hey, man, I was just on the phone with this Corso guy that's doing really good. Hey, man, I was just talking to this guy over here with the Rottweilers that's doing good. I like Jordan gets it, man. He follows the people that are doing the right thing, and he's one of the people that doing the right things as far as for the dog and for the clients, right?
Oh yeah,
for the dogs and for the clients. You can't keep you can't keep producing the same dogs that got a 90 appraisal score but can't sell a puppy, right? The dog scores hell. It goes to an appraisal and scores high as hell, but everybody looks at the dog and be like, damn, I don't want a puppy from that. That doesn't excite me. You know?
Right. I don't care what he want.
But he got a 90 appraisal score. So
he got a little head. He got a little head.
But I'm going to go link up with that kennel. I'm going to go link up with that registry, and I'm going to ask them how to do it, and I'm going to try to reproduce dogs like that the clients don't want. That makes no sense to me. Nobody wants that.
He's stuck with a bunch of pups. Yeah, nobody ain't buying off that mail. And then
congratulations on your top line.
Right.
Congratulations.
Right.
You got a good top line, baby. Good.
It is not funny because guess what? It really is politics and bias. You know what I'm saying? Because they leave the impression that their dog is the better dog and that this is what you want and this is the way that it's supposed to be. But that's all based off of their inner circle inner workings, and that's part of the whole premise of the show and why we have to be here and why we have
just
to be
like there's kennel blindness, there's community blindness where they get into a community and they all get blinded by something, and then they all wonder why they sitting on dogs 15, 16, 17 weeks old and can't give it away. They can't give a puppy away. They don't understand why.
Yeah, you can't expect no more to get out of something than when you're willing to give. And when you start off cutting corners trying to work a deal, that's how you end up with the little heads. That's how you end up with the dog that's lacking some kind of way. He a little short, stumpy dog. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be, a tall, big dog with a little head. But you cut corners and you try to work in deals and stuff, and you end up with dogs that ain't got no sperm. You know what I'm saying? That's how you end up coming up short. You got to go top flight. You got to go with the best. It's not about quantity. It's about quality. You know, and that's how I feel like, you know, I just focused on a select few dogs and tried to get the best out of those. How could I get the best from those few? You know what I mean? But, you know, identifying females, it's a lot that goes into it. It's a lot that goes into it, big bro. And the way that we doing it, though, I think
whole circle. It's just like at the it's when you look at it, man. It's would you rather have a first place in something, or would you rather have one first place in the competition, and the rest of whatever the competition you're coming in 20th place? The 20th, the 15th spot, the 7th spot, the 3rd spot? Or would you rather be second across the board on everything?
There we go.
I'd rather be second across the board on everything.
Yeah. And see, like you said, though, big bro, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. There's nothing wrong with finding success in others, congratulating them, and don't try to take away, hey, and just put it on to oh, well, they had a fresh start, they had a head start, or they had. Try to look for the lesson. What can I learn? What could I take away from this situation, and how could I do better? And I always go for the top. What I do is like, well, I'm gonna give a perfect example to back up with like what you said with my website. I went and looked at other breeders' websites that were top performers. And then I said, okay, what is it about that I see with the top bully website, the top this? I knew that the bullies is very competitive.
Yep.
So I said, let me take a look at the bullies and the top bully sites and what are they doing? And I said, okay, well, this is what I want for my site. And because of that, you know, that's worked for the bully breeder, that worked for me. Just different breeds, keywords. But you know what? That's type of lesson that we might want to sell.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna say this, man, and you say, why was I on your page today looking at your numbers and looking at this and looking at that? Because I do really good on Instagram. And for the last year that I tried to get serious on YouTube, I've only had 500 followers. 500 followers. I posted 30 videos. I had 500 followers. I said, man, I'm not taking my own advice. Go back and relook at Jordan. Jordan's doing it on YouTube. So if you go on YouTube right now, I have 33 videos, right? So I had 30 videos, 500 followers. Right now I have 33 videos. After looking at Jordan, I have 33 videos and I have almost 4,000 followers. And I have a video right now with 700,000 views. My most views at the time was 5,000 views. I have a video that's going viral as we talk. I got on the phone, I got on the live with you, and I had 700,000 views. And I had increased in the last week, I had added 3,500 followers.
Man, that's what's up, big bro.
So I'm almost, I think I'm at 4,000 something followers.
Oh,
right
yeah,
now,
keep on pressing, big bro.
And
yeah, that's
I
how
looked
you get
at what Jordan was doing. I said, I got to put videos on Jordan.
Man, I'm glad that was able to help you, man.
You definitely were. Like, the wheel didn't need to be fixed. This guy got videos, because YouTube is different than Instagram. The YouTube people who are on YouTube don't have social media and they want to see something different. So I was like, man, I got to go see what Jordan's doing on there. And I got to do that. I was like, this man got videos with 27 million, 30 million, 40 million. That was on YouTube. Let me figure out how to do this so I can get me a million view video. Right,
man. Yeah. Man, it blows my mind.
Doing the thing. Everybody else got 400, 500 views. I'm like, man, I'm not taking my own advice. I'm looking at these Rudy Poos doing these videos that ain't going nowhere. And so I'm a Rudy Poo too.
No, big dog, you in with the big dogs. Come on now. You know, we big dogs. Come on now. I'm
trying to figure out this YouTube, man. But if you look at it now, I got a video that's almost viral. It's got 700,000 views. And I know that's still, I know that 4,000 followers is well short of your 230-some thousand followers. But
oh, man, look.
For over a year, 2 years, I was stuck at 500 subscribers.
Yeah, so, well, look, keep on working, big bro. Keep on studying. And like, you got the right idea. Anybody paying attention, look, listen, study, analyze. And if it can be done by someone else, it is nothing to say that you can't do it also. Yeah. Right? You put your mind to it, you figure it out, you keep on trying and you keep on trying. You didn't give up.
Yeah, it's like if you're in the woods, man, why walk through the weeds when somebody else has blazed the trail? If there's a path in the woods, why walk through the jungle, man? I got on Jordan's path. I followed the trail. Like, hey, he left the breadcrumbs right there. I'm gonna pick them up.
Oh, big bro.
I'm gonna do that.
Well, yeah, that's what we're supposed to do, man. We sharpen each other up.
Yep.
Iron sharpens iron, and man, that's the beauty of a community, you know. And that's what I love about this internet. We able to connect, even though you all the way down there in Texas. It's like we right here next door. You know what I'm saying?
Right next door.
Yeah. So it's a beautiful thing. It's no way that we'd be able to do this.
Some people might say we the real neighbors.
And
I just like messing around, man. But some people might say, hey, like a good neighbor, My boy Jordan is there. Hey, Boerboel breakdown the discussion is there for you, baby.
We're
here for you.
And we couldn't let y'all go for too long. We ain't gonna run it for a little too long today, man, because I know you gotta go, big bro. And
Yes,
I'm gonna let you get to your thing. But big boy buddies, we here for y'all. We appreciate y'all for joining. If you have questions and stuff, we can still hit us up. But we coming back again. We keep stay.
We weren't there, but we not gone. Just a quick vacation, taking care of our kennels, making sure our businesses are running good. And now we had to fill our cup back up so we can pour back into y'all. So if y'all guys get that, we've been trying to pour into the community, trying to pour into present, future, and past breeders and kennels. We're trying to pour our knowledge into you guys, but we have to fill our cups up every now and again and then come back with you guys and break down and discuss what we figured out over the last couple of days.
Yeah, big bro. That's exactly you summed it up better than I could, big bro. And in closing, we just want to talk about, everything that we had said was in relation to just really steadying, of course, sticking to believing in yourself and keeping things in perspective. Don't bite off two more than you can chew.
There you go.
When it comes to this breeding thing, take your time, learn your stuff, get intimate with your dog. Learn one dog. That's what it starts with, one. And then you go to two. Step by step, though.
Success breeds success. Remember that it's true in sports, it's true in life, it's true in these kennels. Success breeds success. You can't follow somebody that's not doing or not, if they're not where you want to be at and don't have potential to be at, why follow that? So success breeds success, baby.
Right. There you go, big bro. More buddies, stay busy, stay tuned, stay informed. Big bro, much love, man. It's good to see you.
Much less, brother. There we go.
It's good to see you again, big bro.
The boy bachelor Jordan Pittman himself. Thanks for letting me on the show again.
Man, and listen, you the co-host. What you mean, man? You on the show. You better be here next week. We go, more buddies.
We'll be back at it.
That's right. All right, man. Peace.
All right, brother.
No rush, go on, move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and gloves. Now you got a deal run up. No rush, go on, move dumb. Back and forth, push.